Well, I guess it's important to talk about what led up to this, which is he went full anti-Semite. And that's
Oh.
kind of what leads into this interview. We never talked about this. This was nuts. I think this is the tweet that might actually ruin Twitter, because after he tweeted this, like Apple and Disney and all these massive, massive corporations and spenders just straight up paused.
Okay.
And like, I think that's a lot of what this conversation is going on about.
Okay.
Here's what he wrote. Or did he erase it?
He
I think it's still
responded.
there. It's a reply.
Yeah, it was a reply.
Oh, there, yeah, he did leave it up. Okay, so it says, to the cowards hiding behind the anonymity of the internet and posting Hitler was right. You got something you want to say? Why don't you come say it to our faces? Then this person responded and said, okay, Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectic hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them. That is like psychotic, high-level anti-Semitism. This notion that the Jews are pushing some agenda against the whites specifically. The whites are really fucking creepy. I'm deeply disinterested in giving the tiniest shit now about Western Jewish populations, coming to the disturbing realization that those hordes of minorities that support flooding their country don't exactly like them too much. You want truth? Set it to your face. There it is. I mean, this is the comment of like a deeply bigoted, disturbed individual.
Yeah.
And shout out to X, 24,000 likes. A large part because of Elon's response, which was,
Absolutely.
he said, you have said the actual truth. Can you believe that?
No.
That kind of definitely crossed the line, I think, where there was some amount of plausible deniability. You could give him a pass, but this is just straight up like anti-Semitic and like in the worst way possible, which is basically that the Jewish conspiracy to destroy white people's country. Golly, that's a crazy response, right?
It's so crazy. I can't believe it, honestly.
So
I'm
that's,
like, did he mean something that I'm not understanding? But I don't know what could he meant by that.
he says he clarified in the interview, so I want to find out what he clarified here.
Mm.
Here he said, I guess his problem is with the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which I think is a Jewish advocacy group, mostly, I think. And so, here, this is what he said. The ADL unjustly attacks the majority of the West, despite the majority of the West supporting the Jewish people in Israel. This is because they cannot, by their own tenets, criticize the minority groups who are their primary threat. It is not right and needs to stop. They can't criticize the minority.
The reason,
group.
I guess the context here is that the ADL had condemned him.
Yeah, I know he's
for
had
all of
trouble
this.
with that.
Right, so he's on the warpath here.
Right, I understand that if he's got criticism of the ADL, but this person's like, yo, Jewish people are like, you know, yo, dude, we need to round up Jews. And then Elon Musk is like, you have said the actual truth, my friend. Like a little more information would have been good. And he keeps bitching that like the media didn't cover my clarification. It's like, well, it's not really making it really better.
It's not really their job to cover every single tweet you make.
The ADL is leading anti-hate organization in the world, founded in 1913. Its timeless mission is to stop the defamation of the Jewish people and to secure justice and fair treatment to all. Today, the ADL continues to fight all forms of anti-Semitism and bias, using innovation and partnerships to drive impact. Yeah, I don't know a lot about the ADL. I know some people have issues with their politics or methods. I don't know. But, yeah. Someone says, yes, but this is not fair to say, truthful, to say that Jewish communities promote dialectic hatred towards whites. Say what you want about the ADL, but don't generalize the Jewish community.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know anything about the ADL.
So, wait, he didn't even back it up. He said, you write that this does not extend to all Jewish communities, but it is also not limited to the ADL. Bro, how is that? Okay, you almost clarified, but then you did but. And you're bitching that the media didn't cover this? Like, you fucking loser. So, all these media people that dropped out, they were doing like $300 million a year. It was like the primary source of income. They are fucked. And he says so in so much so in the interview. Let's see. Elon, and another reply, I guess here's more clarification to give him the full scope of his comments. He said, and at the risk of being repetitive, I am deeply offended by ADL's messaging and any other groups who push de facto anti-white racism or anti-Asian racism or racism of any kind. I'm sick of it. Stop it now. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know about the ADL. They're doing anti-white racism? I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. Seems kind of far-fetched, but again, I don't know anything about them. Does the ADL do white racism, you guys? Fact check that?
No.
I have no idea what he's talking about. He talks about this more in his interview with the Times as well. He tries to clarify as well.
It's so funny to me after reading this, how his demand to be fairly quoted really doesn't change what he said. So anyway, he goes, after all this shit, he got tons of backlash. He went to Israel, I guess, on an apology tour.
Mm-hmm.
He arrived in Israel, and Elon tweeted, actions speak louder than words. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
flying on a
because he
plane?
did an action. I mean,
He's saying that about himself.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
God.
not sure about,
I don't think it works like that.
yeah, I don't think you can say
You're not
that.
supposed to say that about yourself.
Yeah.
You
So,
kind of
okay.
let other people draw their conclusions.
He also met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Elon toured an Israeli village where dozens of people were killed in the Hamas-led October 7th attacks. Video of Elon Musk and Netanyahu met with local residents of the kibbutz Kfar Aza.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look. I mean, chilling with Netanyahu, even if you're like supportive of Israel generally, is not great. I mean, he sucks. He's like a psychotic freak.
Am I Jewish?
Returned home. Not home yet, but returned to Israel. And, most of them were kidnapped from the houses over here.
Is when the terrorists infiltrated into the kibbutz.
Look how he's
itself.
walking.
What is wrong
Why is
with
he
him?
walking like a Frankenstein monster?
Can I see it again?
Look at his arms.
Is when
Look
the
at him.
terrorists
What is wrong with you, bro?
infiltrated into the kibbutz itself.
He looks like such a jackass.
This is the house of Elon. On his way back, you notice
It looks like he's not really
that we're right over
there,
here.
like mentally.
Well, might be onto something there.
Yeah.
Based off of what we're about to watch.
Well, actions speak louder than words. I don't even think he's listening to them. Okay, whatever. So he went and did a propaganda tour for Israel, an apology for saying Jews are trying to ruin white people's society. So that's the lead up to it. And now, my friends, I don't have the link to the interview. Is it down here?
It's further up in the doc. It's one of the first stories.
Oh, and I don't know who the fuck Andrew Ross Sorkin is.
I am Jewish.
Neither does Elon.
I am gay. I am a Muslim.
All right, so with that being said, this is an hour and a half long. And, well, we'll watch as much as we can. The first part is really good. I don't know if it stays as good for as long, but I guess we'll see. So here it is. Elon Musk on advertisements, trust, and the wild storm in his mind.
I am disabled.
Here we go.
Should we get popcorn?
I need popcorn right now. All right, I'm going to skip all this shit, obviously.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
There's some
for-
timestamps in the doc.
Okay.
Also, he's wearing a necklace, which was from the parents of one of the hostages from October 7. And
He's wearing what?
He's wearing a necklace that was given to him by one of the parents,
Okay.
one of the victims, and one of the hostages. And he said he's not going to take it off until they're returned. And also, he claims that he made this plans to go to Israel before he got canceled for being anti-Semitic.
I believe that. I mean, who knows what he was there to talk about? It could be like him looking at business opportunity.
All right, so here it is. Let's play it.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us throughout the day. And I couldn't be more pleased to sit with Elon Musk as our final interview of this remarkable time we've all had together. He doesn't need much of an introduction, but I want to say a couple things. He's the
Oh,
richest
is that
person in
the
the
necklace that he's wearing?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a soldier? That's
Is that a dog tag?
That's the tags that soldiers wear.
Did they update it? Is that like high-tech
No, it's
dog
always
tag?
been like that.
Oh.
I had one too.
So anyway,
individual
I'm going to skip this whole intro.
SpaceX
He's glazing him up.
X.AI. Following a visit, as you all know so well, and we discussed earlier, on Monday to Israel, where he met with the prime minister there and the president of Israel. And we're going to talk about everything. And my hope is that we can talk about how he thinks, about his influence, about his power, about all of it. And we're going to talk about innovation and everything else. I want to say just two other things real quick.
Sure.
We met each other for the first time 16 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It's been a long time. And
all those kids were 3.
when we first met, I think you were about to deliver your first Roadster. I don't think you had yet. Larry Page was still waiting.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. All
His
these kids are the same age?
Which is so bizarre because he has so many kids from different people.
But he just, grew a bunch of them in a lab.
Yeah, that's like 2007?
2007, 2008. And I remember
it was delivered 2008.
I remember going back to the newsroom and saying, I think I just met the next Steve Jobs.
Really?
And
okay,
I'm going to hold to that.
Okay.
I'm going to hold to that. But a lot has happened between...
So now here we go. And it starts off in the most uncomfortable...
When I first met you, and now. You came to DealBook.
It's been boring, that's for sure. Wait, actually, technically, I do have a boring company.
Bro, you can't make that joke
2012, you came to DealBook and sat on this stage, and we're thrilled to have you
Coney
back.
2012? Jeez,
But there's been so much that's happened between now...
He said something about Coney 2012, didn't he? You remember that shit?
What's that?
What happened when we were in Israel? This fucking guy went to like Sudan or somewhere where they were having like a really fucked up civil war, and they were using child soldiers. And he did this big expose about how we got to do something about it. And it went so viral. Like, I think everybody in the world saw this. And the guy ended up, it was in Uganda, thank you. The guy ended up a week, he was like in every news place. He was like blowing the fuck up. And then like, after a few days or a week, he was outside jerking off on the corner of a street. And then basically that was the end of the story.
That was the end of Coney 2012.
Wow.
Coming with that heat.
Coming with that jizz. Yeah, he's just beating off at an intersection.
What the hell?
Yeah. Pretty interesting stuff.
Let's not talk about
Now and then, and there's been so much that's happened in the past week and a half. And a lot of folks, and I want to tell you this. A lot of folks called me up and said, you really going to host Elon Musk here? Can you believe what he just said on Twitter? On X. On X.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. It's clear that he was getting lots of pushback and pressure from people being like, do not fucking have him on.
Mm-hmm.
So the tone of this is pretty explicitly like a call out, I feel like.
That's the only reason I can't. No idea what this Twitter thing is you keep talking about.
Should you platform him? That's what they said.
Yeah.
Should you platform him? And I said that I think that it's our role, and I know you have issues with journalists.
I have a platform.
I know you have an issue with journalists oftentimes, but I said it's our role to have conversations and to inquire and to sometimes even interrogate ideas. And I'm hoping we can do that. So I want to start just so we can begin this conversation and just level set. Take us through everything that happened, if you could.
Everything?
No, over the past week and a half.
How long have you got?
We've got the time.
Okay.
You send out a post or an X or a tweet. I don't know what you want to describe it
I'm trying to change. Like when things were just 140 characters, it made sense to call them a tweet because there's like a bunch of little birds chirping. But when the point at which you can put like 3-hour videos on, it's like it's a very long.
He's like, dude, we're trying to talk about the anti-Semitic shit. Can we just get there?
He's like, but don't call it
He's
Twitter.
trying to derail it so hard, and
Don't call it Twitter.
it's already so uncomfortable, their interaction. I don't know why. There's just this really tense vibe between them.
So here we are.
Post is more descriptive, I think.
And at some point, I don't know where you were, but you write in responding to another tweet.
Yes.
This is the actual truth. And it set off a firestorm of criticism all the way to the White House.
Right.
Oh, Biden said some shit about it? Oh, he's fucked.
This trip to Israel, you have advertisers who've left the platform. People calling.
Well, the trip to Israel is independent of it wasn't some like apology tour. I want to be clear. That was.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. So
There's no way that's true.
I mean, I can believe it because a trip to Israel is something you kind of need to plan a little bit. It's like so far.
Not for him.
Maybe not for him.
If he's in deep shit and he's trying to make a gesture, that dude just gets on he owns a plane, like in his backyard.
But he has a lot of business there. They have Tesla there.
That's true. Tesla's actually pretty big and becoming really big in
Becoming
Israel.
big, yeah.
Okay, maybe there's a chance that.
I all I'm saying is that could be true.
Could be true. Sure. Yeah, it's worth saying. You're right.
Take us back to the moment at which you write that.
Trip to Israel is independent of. It wasn't like in response to that at all.
Well, we'll do Israel in just a moment.
And I have no problem being hated, by the way.
Nobody asked if
Yo,
you
you
did.
so do.
You do.
Yeah. No one.
Evidence shows otherwise.
No one has a bigger problem.
Let's go straight to that then for a second.
Sure.
Because there is an idea, and you could say that.
I think it's a real weakness to want to be liked. A real weakness. I do not
This
have
man,
that.
he won't let him get to the point.
God.
He's like trying to derail it so bad.
This then. There's a difference between saying, I don't care if anyone likes me or they hate me.
Yeah.
But given your power and given what you have amassed and the importance you have, I would think you want to be trusted. I would think maybe you don't need to be liked or hated, but trusted matters. If X is going to become a financial platform where people are going to put their money, where people where
it's a great point. Yeah.
Government's going to give you money for rockets, where people are going to get into the cars, they need to ultimately decide that you are, maybe they don't have to decide that they love you, but that you are ultimately a decent and good human being.
Yes, I mean, I think I am, but I'm certainly not going to do some sort of tap dance to prove to people that I am.
Well, okay, if the tap dance is not saying anti-Semitic shit.
Just, yeah.
They're not asking much.
It's a low bar.
Yeah, it's a really low bar, dude.
I think the question alone was already showing how far off Musk is from where he should be, like the way he's thinking.
Grandpa's feeling.
It's true. He shouldn't even be talking about whether people hate him or love him or whatever it is.
He should rise above all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust. I mean, I think we break that down in a few ways. If you
I
want,
think part of the reason why so many people do like him is that he is very much like a real person.
Hi.
If you think of other of the richest people, like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett or whoever else, you don't like. He really is putting himself out there for worse. Definitely.
Yeah, we're learning why the others don't.
Not to take credit where it is due. He did achieve a lot, so people also love him for that.
Yeah, but as a cult personality, I think a lot has to do with just the fact that he's willing to post 9 gag memes on his Twitter account, you know. But yeah, just don't put Jews hate in there, man.
if you want satellites sent to orbit reliably, SpaceX will do 80% of all mass to orbit this year. China will do 12%. The rest of the world will do 8%. That includes Boeing, Lockheed, and everyone else. So the track record of the rocket is the best by far of anything. You could hate my guts next. You could not trust me. It is irrelevant. The rocket track record speaks for itself. With respect to Tesla, we make the best.
No, I want to trust you, because like he has huge government contracts. He has so much influence to do.
He calls the shots.
Yeah,
he makes the decision.
Absolutely.
So like
all of it.
You know, just because your business is doing well you know, still need to know.
It's a weird point.
Yeah.
Cars, whether you hate me, like me, or indifferent, do you want the best car or do you not want the best car?
Questionable.
Well,
so I will certainly not pander. And Jonathan, like the only reason I'm here.
This part's crazy.
The need to trust him does come into play, because even I was a fan of the car until I learned more about him, and I also learned that the car is not as safe as they promote it to be.
That's true.
With,
There's
auto drive, which is not. It's not auto drive.
He was definitely deceptive. They were deceptive in the way they marketed that, for sure.
And it's him. The team that works on the car doesn't agree with him. Yeah. But he's the one making the calls and the fake promises and all this shit.
Right. All right, this part's crazy.
So I will certainly not pander. And Jonathan, like the only reason I'm here is because you are a friend. Like, what was my speaking fee?
You're not making any. First of all, I'm Andrew. But
yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
He got the name wrong. He said.
After he said, "I'm here because I'm your friend."
Said, yes. I'm only here because I'm your friend. I wouldn't do this otherwise. Because, so you know what I mean? Like, and then he goes, "Yo, that's not even my name, dude." From this part, it's so off the rails. I feel like it just gets so tense after this.
It's because you are a friend. Like, what was my speaking fee?
You're not making any.
Is that why the richest man in the world does public speaking events? For a fee?
No, he's trying to make the point that he doesn't take a fee. That he's.
Of course he doesn't. Why would he?
What would be a significant fee for somebody that already
has
works
that much
so
money?
much? What do you
He's the
pay him?
richest man in the world. What he's there is he wants publicity, he wants press, he wants brand awareness, he wants video clips of him online. It's very much to his benefit to do that.
He wants to say, look at my necklace. I'm not anti-Semitic.
True. Very true.
Hey, first of all, I'm Andrew, but
yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Dude, that is so
Second
embarrassing.
of all, we've known each other for a very long time.
Spoken.
I mean, it doesn't get more embarrassing than that.
Oh, he said it's smoking.
What does that mean?
He's high.
Second of all, we've known each other for a very long time.
Spoken.
Misspoken.
Oh, misspoken.
Yeah.
Someone on that stage is very high, though. I'll tell you that right now.
And
not on
weed. He knows. He's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna look like a giant jackass, and there's nothing I can do about it now.
Listen,
you know.
What I'm trying to illustrate is that sometimes I say the wrong thing.
I think there are a lot of people who are tired, but let me go back.
No. You should hear the sketches that SNL wouldn't post, by the way. Those are really good.
What? And I would say, unfortunately,
this journalist doesn't want to do banter with him at all.
It's like giving me chest pain.
Dude, it is so uncomfortable.
Banter is like a 5-year-old's sense of humor.
Well, he's trying to ask him something serious, and he won't. He's been trying for like 5 minutes. He won't let him finish his question.
Or fortunately or unfortunately, whatever friendship we have, not great. We don't talk to each other that much. But let me.
And then you know what he was thinking? He's like, hold on, I don't want people to think that we're friends.
Yeah.
So he's like, we don't talk that much, dude. I don't. Our friendship is not that good, for the record.
Or fortunately or unfortunately, whatever friendship we have, not great. We don't talk to each other that much. But let me.
God.
This is This is the worst thing ever. New York Times, baby.
Let me ask you this. It's true. That's true.
Where am I?
Doesn't return the phone calls.
Yeah. The point is, I'm here because you're a friend, not because I'm being paid or because I need any validation or anything. It's that we've been friends for 16 years, and I promised you I'd be here, and that's why I'm here.
Well, I appreciate you being here.
Not for any other reason.
But let me ask you this then. Let's just go at it. Just tell me what happened. You write this tweet that says that this is the actual truth. People read that tweet.
Yes.
And they say Elon Musk is an anti-Semite, that he is riling up this base. You're hearing it from, as I said, the White House. You're hearing it from Jewish groups all over. I think Jonathan Greenblatt from the ADL is here. There's lots of people who say this.
Oh, not the ADL.
And by the way, it's not just that.
Did you read the whole thing?
I did, and that's why I want to ask you about it.
And the responses? Excuse me? I said more.
More responses?
Yeah, I said more. I said more than what you just read.
Yes. There was absolutely
God damn it,
more.
again?
No.
But I'll
Since
tell you
when
the
does
thing that
spacebar
struck me.
open images?
It wasn't, and I'm an American Jew.
Think I got sandwich.
Come on, man. God damn it. You know, and I'm glad that we all just read the supplemental information that somehow absolves him so much. It's so dumb.
It wasn't just the people who had that view. It was actually people who really are anti-Semites, who said, "Oh my goodness, go Elon! This is fabulous."
Right. People have been
and
saying
that
that.
actually was the thing that really set me back. I said to myself, "What's going on here?" And I want to know how you felt about that in that moment when you saw all of this happening.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I did clarify.
God damn it, dude.
Almost immediately what I meant. I would say that was, if I could go back and say, I should, in retrospect, not have replied to that particular person, and I should have written in greater length
what the
as
fuck?
to what I
What is
meant.
this story? Are you high, bro?
I did subsequently clarify it in replies, but those
You did not.
clarifications were
Barely.
ignored by the media. And essentially, I handed a loaded gun to those who hate me, and arguably to those who are anti-Semitic. And for that, I'm quite sorry. That was not my intention. So I did, post on my primary timeline to
You
be
posted
absolutely
cringe,
clear
bro.
that I'm not anti-Semitic.
You're the CEO. You can't post.
Oh, he said he's not anti-Semitic.
What? Yeah.
Oh, well, case closed.
On my primary timeline, to be absolutely clear.
On his
that I'm
primary
not
timeline,
anti-Semitic.
even, dude.
And that I, in fact, if
posted on
anything,
Maine.
am philo-Semitic. And the trip to Israel was planned before any of that
Do you hear him
happened.
say that? He's philo-Semitic.
Did he say that already?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I hate when people
Absolutely
hold on.
clear that I'm not anti-Semitic. And that I, in fact, if anything, am philo-Semitic.
So
What is that?
I think it means he loves Jews, which is also creepy.
Right.
It's like the Trisha.
right, yeah.
It's like, listen, I don't want you to hate me or to love
Neutral. Neutral.
Yeah, we like neutral. It's bad vibes. I love Jews. All right.
And the trip to Israel was planned before any of that happened. It was neither here nor there. Do you see this thing? Mm-hmm. Do you know what it is?
I do, because I actually followed your entire trip to Israel.
Great.
Why don't you tell everybody?
This says bring them home.
It's in Hebrew, by the way. He's looking for the letters. It's got to be.
The hostages. It was given to me by the parents of one of the hostages.
Mike
And I
drop.
said I would wear it as long as there was a hostage still remaining. And I have.
Bro, you wore that necklace? Oh,
That's
yeah.
okay and all, and I'm glad, but
It would be ni-
also just answer the question about your dumb comment.
Right.
You know? It's
Still
like,
kind of
don't-
dancing around it.
I mean, he-
don't bring out the puppy and make us teary-eyed because
Yeah.
He did a decent apology, but it's the way he goes on about it. Because he said, listen, that was a super dumb, and I may have handed a gun to anti-Semites that want to use me as a
no,
mouthpiece.
he said that he handed a loaded gun to his hater.
And then he said, and arguably to anti-Semitics as well.
Sure.
So, but you know, it's like it keeps going off the rails.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still up. Just erase it, bro. Why is
Right.
it still up?
That's true.
That's crazy.
What was that trip like? And obviously, you know that there's a public perception that, and you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger
I hope
today.
they stop. You hope don't advertise.
He's talking to Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney. Okay. Now he fucking loses his shit here.
Leaving. We talked to Bob Iger
I hope
today.
they stop. You hope don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money,
How
go
is
fuck
it blackmail?
yourself.
How? Yeah, that's what I was confused. How is it black?
How is it blackmail?
I mean, is
You
any
you put
account-
your statement out there by yourself.
Is any accountability blackmail? I mean, that's like being like, Yo, why are you my son being like, why are you blackmailing me to eat dinner with dessert?
Yeah.
Right. Why are the police? Why are the police blackmailing me with this arrest just
Right.
for
Dude,
murdering my
why
brother?
you threatening to put me in jail right now? This blackmail. Yeah,
Hey,
dude.
Twitter world, this is yours truly.
I mean, it's just accountability, man. You did something and something happened. Cause and effect, baby. Isaac Newton.
But go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
The reporter
I
is
hope it is.
dumbfounded.
Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me
Hi,
ask
Bob,
you
if you're in
then.
the audience.
That's how I feel. Don't advertise.
You ate that, Elon.
What?
He's yeah. It's dumb.
Speechless.
Well, I mean, who said don't stop advertising? Please, I hope you stop advertising.
About the economics of X. If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
F-Y.
Fuck yourself.
I
He
understand, but there's a
abbreviated it.
reality.
Bro, he's not engaging at all. He's just having a straight up meltdown. And by the way, can you link me that Russell
So
Brand shit?
embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
I sure can.
Reality too, right?
Yes. No.
I mean, Linda
no,
Yaccarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising.
Absolutely. So, no, totally. So, no. Actually, what,
Jesus.
I mean, shit. My Torah portion was less awkward than this. Thank you. Little Jewish.
Nice.
Thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. So, no, totally. So, no.
We gotta have
Actually,
Jack
what
Pope
this
this time.
advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
He says it's
No.
going to kill the company.
You will.
He says Apple. Dude, okay.
You already did.
We got to watch this. We got to watch this. Unpaused.
Advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
No.
And you think that the
and the whole world
but don't
will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
So he's saying to all
That sounds
my,
like blackmail.
He's saying to all my fanboys, go harass Disney and
Dude,
whoever.
that's blackmail. If you pull your ads, we are going to detail everything in great. What's the document, dude?
He's going to write a fat tome, dude. He's gonna write all of this in his what was it called when girls pass around a book where they talk shit?
Burn book or not burn book.
There was another term for it. It wasn't burn, maybe burn book. Sure.
Burn Book was in Mean Girls.
I never heard of that.
I
That
never
sounds
heard
mean.
of
You don't remember that?
No.
I've
Oh.
never heard of that.
Oh man.
Oh, in Mean Girls, there's this thing called the Burn Book where they
Mm.
put photos of people in their high school and like write horrible, nasty shit, and
Jeez.
then in the movie, someone prints them out and like puts them all over the school.
Does that happen in real life?
Not in my experience.
Yeah,
but
okay.
They just have Twitter now. So
yeah.
Slam book. That was the term I was looking for.
But when he says people around the world are going to know that it was you, Bob Iger,
Yeah.
I think Bob's a Jewish too.
Mm.
I think. Is he? Maybe he's not.
I don't know. I'll look it up.
But who do you think he's talking about that's going to rise up?
Yes, he is.
Oh, he's
The
Jewish.
fanboys.
Exactly. Who are the fanboys these days? Groiper, fucking weirdo
Proud Boys.
Nazis,
I don't know.
basically. Yeah, essentially. Stand back and stand by.
he knows that he fucked up, and he's trying to make himself a martyr for free speech.
Totally.
Yeah, and also it's like Twitter is already dead. You already did that. It's not going to be because of Disney.
Right.
You
He-
already did that.
He bought it for like 55 billion, and it's been valued recently at like 20.
Mm.
So he's already lost 35 billion. And I'm pretty sure that it's not long for this world, especially after this. I think it's actually gonna
There's so
go
many
under.
people that actually used to love Twitter, and they're like,
I did.
They're pissed now.
Yeah, I used to love Twitter.
Because there isn't yet something else right now instead of.
Well, I'll tell you what, Reels has been pretty fire for me lately.
Yeah, but that's different.
Oh, wait, that's different.
That's different.
I don't know that we need Twitter. I think the world will be fine without it.
Instagram and TikTok the best way to meet girls.
like I genuinely think that people are going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like, you can post.
I've been fine. I deleted the app a long time ago, and I'm totally fine.
Like if there's something I want to say, I'll
Without
do it in Insta stories.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know.
And you're gonna go to bed, and you're
Olivia.
still gonna be a fucking loser.
Olivia, you just have like a stand-up routine basically in your draft. You just need to take it on the road at this point.
Yeah.
Anytime I have a thought and I'm like, damn, I wish if someone was here right now, I just throw it in there and then I return to it. And if it still makes me laugh, then I let it go.
So there's a
important.
filter. You're not letting the intrusive thoughts win right away.
Right. The intrusive thoughts make their way somewhere, though.
Yeah.
So no cookies for you?
Yeah. I think if Twitter went under, people would just go to Threads, and I don't think anyone would give a fuck. I really don't. I think the world would move on very, very quickly.
But there are those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, they're going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh, yeah?
They're going to say...
Tell it to Earth.
But they're going to say that, they're going to say, Elon...
This man is so delusional. He thinks all of Earth
Is rooting for X, not Twitter.
Twitter is so fundamental that it undermines the whole entire Earth. The future of all living things on this planet are in question now.
That you killed the company because you said these things and that they were inappropriate things and that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
What do you mean?
You know what the problem is, though?
Okay, this goes back to...
We'll both make our...
What do you even say to that? I guess I would have asked, well, what do you mean Earth?
It's definitely not me.
Because it would be interesting for him to unpack that. What the fuck do you mean Earth?
Cases,
right?
And we'll see what the outcome is.
What are the economics of that for you? I mean, you have enormous resources, so you can actually keep this company going for a very long time. Would you keep it going for a long time if there was no advertising?
I mean, if the company fails because of an advertiser boycott, it will fail because of an advertiser boycott. And that will be what bankrupted the company, and that's what everybody on Earth will know.
Slurring the fuck out of his speech right
Everybody
there.
on Earth.
I'm telling you, this guy is blasted right here.
I don't think so. I think he's just super embarrassed.
I think he probably is because all these guys are like into like micro schmoozing.
Yeah, no, I think he's tweaking hard.
Mushroom.
In order to cut.
He has kind of a speech impediment thing. Like he's always.
He always did.
Here, let me go back to where.
Literally.
Because of an advertiser boycott, it will fail because of an advertiser boycott, and that will be what bankrupted the company, and that's what everybody on Earth will know.
What do you think then of the idea of trust, though?
Then it'll be gone, and it'll be gone because of an advertiser boycott.
But you recognize that some of those people are going to say that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, and I just wonder and ask you and think about that for a second.
Tell it to the judge.
There's no judge.
This is like the this is the same response as what's the clip that we recently watched in our podcast chat about, was it Matt Rife, where he's like, I did a little mistake and she reacted.
Oh, that was another
yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Rife
yeah.
TikTok.
Big,
It made it
so it's
way
He's like,
worse.
I'm going through a breakup right now. We were in love, and I made
was
one
ready to
tiny,
marry
tiny
her.
little mistake, and then she turned it into a huge thing.
The way she responded just ruined the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
Not my little mistake.
that's bad vibes for sure.
This gives me the same vibe.
Right, I made one little.
It's not my fuck up that ruined the whole thing. It's the way they reacted to my fuck up.
By the way, the fact that they're still on X, I think, proves that there's been a fair bit of effort to make it work, because this isn't the first time that
Right.
he's done something like this, although it might be the most egregious and blatant.
But the judge is going to be...
The judge is the public.
Oh, okay.
And you think that the public is going to say that Disney is making a mistake?
Yes.
And they're going to boycott Disney?
Okay, and then what?
I think he's over it. I think he thought he was coming to a friendly interview. They may have even talked beforehand, say, let's not talk about this. I don't know.
No
But
way.
you don't think so?
No,
No
it's just
way.
not going well for him. And
I
he
guess
knows
the
it.
New York Times,
wouldn't
they
do
wouldn't
that.
do something like dirty.
Yeah, I guess
This
not.
is all
Probably not.
very, very professional.
But the interviewer's he's not being combative, but he's definitely challenging him, probably more than he wanted, A lot more than he wanted.
They already are.
Well, there are some that are for lots of different reasons, but you think that this is going to, that you have the, this goes to actually the interesting of power and leverage.
Let the chips fall where they may.
All right, Lex Luthor.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Superman will never find my hidden layer.
Yes, why that is the approach? And I ask it because you've been
What's the other approach?
Well, you've been very particular about the approach to Tesla. When you think about the engineering involved in that, the approach to SpaceX, the approach to some of the stuff you're doing with AI has been very specific, right? There's not a let the chips fall.
We haven't
where
even
they may.
talked about his AI yet on the show, have we? Have you been following that at all?
No.
He started doing it on like apes, right?
No. That's the chip, brain chip. I'm talking about his like Chat GPT.
Oh no.
You don't know
I would
about
love
this?
to hear
No.
more.
Well,
What's his name?
It's called like Gronk or
Yeah.
something, and
Gronk?
it's chat. Imagine if ChatGPT, if its answers were a little bit worse and also written by the most annoying person on Reddit.
Oh
Really?
my God.
It's like epic Memarino bacon narwhal shit like being thrown at you. It's real bad. I'll find you an example. I'll show you one of my.
God, if he wasn't just doing like anti-Semitism world tour, the people on the right would despise him for being cringe.
Approach to those businesses, I don't think.
No, we focus on making the best products, and Tesla's gotten to where it's gotten with no advertising at all.
Yeah, but you're selling a product. You're not a social media platform. Like what?
I understand that.
Also, you're talking about buying sponsors
like-
versus selling them.
Tesla currently sells
I thought he's supposed to be smart. I just don't understand.
He is supposed to be.
His
Yeah.
answers are so stupid.
Yeah, I wonder at what point it starts to hurt all of his other businesses, or if that point will ever come. I don't know. From what I understand, the SpaceX and the what's the internet one called?
Starlink.
The Starlink is giving them like an insane monopoly over space cargo transporting,
Yeah.
and like satellite internet.
Yeah.
To a dangerous degree, like where the government is like super dependent on him for doing shit.
Twice as much in terms of electric vehicles as the rest of electric car makers in the United States combined. Tesla has done more to help the environment than all other companies combined. It would be fair to say that, therefore, as a leader of the company, I've done more for the environment than everyone else.
Vis-a-vis, I'm the fucking man. I did that. That's awesome.
Human on Earth.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? No,
How do I feel about that?
Yeah, no, I'm asking you personally how you feel about that, because this goes, we're talking about power and influence and...
I'm saying what I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
All right.